Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today, I thought when we played in our little science journal, I would show you something I've been thinking about. So, we always use our little transparencies in little things. Like we make little cards, and every now and then we'll use them in envelopes. But I thought, what about if we covered a page in our book and we cut out a circle in our book? So what I did was, here's what I was looking for. What I did was I covered my page in a floral napkin, and here's what the napkin looks like to start with. Okay, that's what the napkin looks like. And then I took my water brush and I fussy cut out the little butterfly and the bumblebee. Okay. And I took out two panels. I took one for this side and one for this side. Okay. Now, this is on a white piece. It looks like this. It's a white piece. This is on a coffee dyed piece. So you can see that it's a little bit different if it's on a coffee dyed piece versus a white piece of paper. And I've got a piece of it stuck over here and I want to get it off. And then I glued them together to give me, back to back. And I used my Mod Podge paper to seal them. Okay, now to take the shine off, now this is matte. It's a matte finish and it's water-based, but it'll still give you the same coverage as your regular Mod Podge. Okay, it just isn't sticky when it dries. It dries very, it makes it feel, I don't know, it's a funny feel, but it's matte and it's a water-based glue. So to take any part of the shine off of it, I just took my dauber and my my vintage photo and I went over it to take off any of the shine that was left on it and to kind of cover up a little bit of the white, because my butterfly doesn't line up very well, and no matter how I tried to cut it, I just couldn't get it to cover up very well, but that's okay. And then I took the lid to one of my candles. So I took the lid to one of my candles and I laid it down and I decided where I wanted it. Now my pages are paper clipped together. My spine is lined up right here. It's lined up where I want it to go. And I know that that's where I want this to be. Okay. It's away from my spine, but it's not all the way over on the edge. Okay, and then I drew around it with a pencil. Now I'm going to take my little, it's called a slice, and I'm going to cut through both of them at the same time. And that way I'll know, hopefully, you know how these things go, that I'm cutting in the same place. And then, now this is what happens when I can't sleep. At 10 o'clock at night, when I can't sleep, I get this idea. When I can't sleep at night. Now I'm trying to see my pencil line here, because I can't see it very well. And I think it's right here. It's right there. Okay, and I'm just following my pencil line around. And it's not cutting all the way through the back. It's giving me a little bit, but it's but that's okay, because I can finish it once I get through this side. Yeah, this is a lot to cut through, you know, for 2 pieces. But I wanted to make sure that they were lined up. Okay, so here's one piece. Okay, as you can see, it didn't go all the way through. Whoops, but I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to finish my line in here, and I'm going to finish cutting through the second piece because I do want them to be the same. Now, I've kind of got an indentation that I can finish cutting on. See, it almost went through, just not all the way. So I'm going to finish cutting here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my transparency, or if you don't have transparencies, that's all right. You can use, you know, the little clear bags that we get our stickers in. You can use whatever you want. I've even used, before I got transparencies, I used to use zip top bags. Oh man, they were great. Little sandwich size and snack size zip top bags. They work super. Mine were used because I use mine in my craft room for holding ribbon and different things like that. There we go. That one must not have been dry all the way. Okay, let's see. Now that's all right. I don't mind it being a little scrumple-doodle there. So where's my thing here? All right, so I want to ink around the inside of these circles before I put the transparency on. Let's go this way. And now once you have this cut out, you know, you don't have to have them, you know, back to back. You could have them on 2 different pages and 2 different signatures if you wanted. So, you know, now that you've got them cut, feel free, put them in 2 different places if you want. But my idea was to see what it looked like back to back. Now, originally, I was just going to try to tear it, you know, hand tear the hole. But with the napkin on it, now I did use a napkin. Now, if you don't have a napkin, you have tissue paper, try using tissue paper, using the little paper, you know, from sewing tissue paper. If you don't have any of that, draw a picture. Use coloring book paper. Use anything you want. Okay, so this is what it would look like if it's back to back. Let me get my things in here. Let me see if this is big enough. All right, this piece isn't quite big enough. So that means that piece isn't big enough. So let me get another piece here. And you could use vellum if you wanted. You could use anything you want in these little things. And if I don't like it open, you know, I could use it in 2 different areas. Okay. So I know the one piece, because these are 8.5 by 11, is too big. So I can go on and cut it in half. And I can show you what it's going to look like. And then we can decide, do we like it? You know, is this something that, you know, that we're going to like? All right. So they're roughly the same size. Not exact, but roughly. All right. So I'm just going to put that on the chair behind me. Now let's see how we like it. So I'm going to put this piece in here. And this piece in here. And I'm just laying them in. And then I'm using the circle to kind of decide where I want these. Okay, so I think I want the butterfly over here closer to the flowers, like that. Maybe. I could change my mind. And the bumblebee over here. Now, you could put anything in here if you wanted. Or I could just put the butterfly in there. I could just put the butterfly in there like that. Now let's straighten that up. So it would look like this. So my page would look like that. There's one side. There's the other side. So you can see the butterfly on both sides. So if I do want to add the bumblebee, I could add the bumblebee on just one side like that. Do I like that open? I think I do. I think I do. So I'm going to cut this transparency down. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go on and glue down my bumblebee. Come on. I'm going to go on and put a little bit of glue down on my bumblebee. Oh, goodness, you came out a lot faster than I thought you were. Right there. And just kind of let him sit still. There we go. And I am going to cut this down here. And I need to cut that off there. Okay, I don't know if you could see the pencil mark that I made, but I made a pencil mark on here so I could see where I needed to cut it. Now, let's see if they're about the same size. Oh, they're roughly the same size. I can just use one piece. Or, actually, I'm just using half of the piece that I cut in half. Does that make sense? So I'm using a quarter of the whole piece. I know, we'll figure it out. Okay. Now, let's put... All right, get up there. So we don't end up sliding around the floor on it. Now, all right, let's put the butterfly up there. Now, we're going to glue that down in there like that. So we're going to put some glue here. Like this. Okay. And I'm going to put this down like that. Okay, there's one piece. Let's move it up here out of the way. And here's going to be our second piece. Now, at this point, it doesn't matter, you know, top or bottom. I'm just putting this down. And since this doesn't have a top or bottom, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Now, let's put this piece down in the glue. Oops, I think I turned it the wrong way. Needs to go that way. Like that. Okay. Okay, now that's down. Now, I think to hold this butterfly down, I'm going to put one drop of glue right here in the middle on both sides. Now, knowing that this will dry clear, I'm not going to worry about that. I can see it right now. Now, I need to figure out which way is top. Now, I had determined that the white side with the ladybug, see the ladybug down here at the bottom? The ladybug going the right way is top. So that means my butterfly needs to go here. That's top. So, uh-oh. Okay. And the reason I say uh-oh is I've had a hard time, figuring out top and bottom on this thing. So this side goes this way. Yeah, I put it on. I put the other page on the wrong way. Okay. So let's see here. Now let's fill in down here at the bottom. And let's see if we really like this. Or if we just think we do. Okay, so we need to line up the spines. Before we put this down, we need to line up our spines. That's the most important thing, lining up our spines. There we go. Oh, yeah. And then push that down because that will dry clear. I'm not concerned about that. Now, here's the other side. Well, looky there. I do like that, but my page is crooked. So let's straighten our page up before it dries. Either that or I'm just going to have to trim this other page if I don't get this straight. Well, it looks like I'm trimming a page because it's already flat. Okay. All right, we'll straighten this page up. So this is going to go like this. Oh, there we go. Now here is the pocket somewhere that I ended up taking off. Here it is. Because I had it, I put that other piece on wrong. So it can go back on this side now. Let's see here. It can go here. And because I put that piece on, when everything got wet, it came off. So we're just going to put it back where we had it. And we're going to put it right here. Okay, now let's put our signatures back together here. Let's put away our little cutter knife. Let's put the cap, oh, here it is right here, on our thing here. Now let's take a look at our pages here real quick. Okay, so we still have our envelope to decorate. And I haven't quite decided what technique I want to use on that. I kind of sort of have an idea. Okay. Oh, see, that makes an interesting page because this on one side is 2 pages. This on the other side is 1 page. Ooh, I like that. So this actually goes in here. It goes like this. I took it out of here. So it goes in here. So let's get them back lined up. Come on, you guys. Get in there and straighten up. Behave yourselves. It goes like that. Oh my goodness, she's getting to be a little chunky monkey, isn't she? And then this little envelope goes back here. Is it going the right way? Yeah. It goes back here. Let's make sure we have them going the right direction. So there's that one. And then you're flipping along. You're flipping along. There's the center. You're flipping along. And look, there's, oh, I do like that. Now see, but I don't know if I'm going to like that against that. So I might change places with that. Because I don't like that against back there. So I might trade places with that. That's the one thing I do like about this not being sewed in is I can trade places as I choose. I might put it so you see this, even though I don't particularly like that. Okay. And then back here, so that was the first signature. No, where am I here? Okay, this is the second signature. The first signature, yeah, I think I've miscounted. I'm putting things where they don't belong. Because look at the difference in the signatures. I think I'm taking pages out of this one and putting them in this one. So we're going to have to recount and put things back where they go. So these pages that we cut out of the other one, even though they're just on paper, we can put them on cardstock and make them a little sturdier. And then we can use them for tucks back here to bring some of this color back here. And after they're on some cardstock, they'll be a little bit sturdier. So let's go on and do that. Let's get a piece of cardstock here. I think I have a piece that I've already cut. Well, I thought I did. Yeah, let's go on and mount those on here. And then when they dry, they'll be a little bit sturdier. So let's mount these on here and we'll let them dry. And then when I cut them out, I can cut them so that that's not so ragged. We'll be able to use them as little tucks. And we'll be able to bring that color and that pattern back to the next signature. I got thread all over me now. Okay. Okay, let's get this one down here. So we'll let these just sit here and dry for a little bit. There. Okay. That takes care of those. All right, so I'm going to put these up to dry. Now, I need to get some tags in some of our little pockets that we've made. So let me put this cardstock back over here and let me find my, now where's my little, oh, here it is right here. Now, I do think I think I have decided that I do want to use some of these from the Leonardo book that I told you guys about. I do want to use some of these because, especially some of these smaller ones and some of these which are his drawings, to make some pockets. So I wanted to see if they, yeah, see, these will fit. So let's go on, and this isn't going to take any time at all to get this paper off of these, because this paper is so brittle that but I do think I will have to mount it on cardstock. Oh yeah, it peels off like butter. So I do think I will have to mount it on cardstock before I cut them out. And these are the designs for flying machine wings and the actual flying machine. So I think that was why I liked them. So I want to keep the title that's there. So I'm putting my ruler below that. And then up here, I'm going to just give it Just a little bit up here. And then I'm going to leave these together to put them on the paper, to the cardstock that we're going to put it on. And then this one are his designs for an armored car. Now this one is too big to use as anything, but I want to use it for a flip out. So I want to use it, it's the right size that we can do it like this and then fold it and move it out like that. And then back here are the beams he drew pictures for scaling. So I want to take down some of this, and we are going to, okay, let's see here. Now, I need sturdier paper for the flip that we're going to use. This paper is too thin, or it's too old. It's not too thin, it's too old. So I have some cards, I mean not cardstock. I have some coffee dyed paper that I'll be able to use for it. So let's see, I want it to be about the same size. Now I'm hoping that this, when I fold this paper, it's not too brittle. That's what I'm hoping. But if it does look like it's going to be too brittle, I can always okay, let's find our page and take it out before we do anything. I think I want it on this page here. I want it on this page. Okay, let's see here. I need to take a little bit off. I want to keep the bottom, but I want to tear a little bit off the top. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and I'm not going to ink it. It's got natural age on it. Okay, that'll fit. So it has to fold up. About the size of what it was in the book. Let's see here. Okay, maybe this way would be better. All right, maybe if we just attach it, maybe if I just attach it to this page, but then I lose the back. Well, I can still see that part. I didn't want to attach it because then I lost the back of it. But that might be the best way to do it to keep it from breaking. Okay, so we're going to have to scoot it over a little bit. Where's our page fold there? Now, as you can see down here, this is a photo of his drawings from the British Museum. These aren't, of course, original photos, but I still don't want them. Okay, I think that's what we're going to have to do, because I don't want to lose them. Oops. Oh, everything is sticky today. Sticky. All right. And I'm not going to make it a pocket. I'm just going to glue it down. because it's not strong enough. Okay. Let's put this down here. Let's move it over. Okay, need to move it over some more. That's better. Okay, so now I can open it up. Oh, it's crooked as crooked can be. Oh my gracious, that's bad. That's better. Holy cow, that was bad. There. Okay. There. Now let's put this back in here. Let's put this up here. Get it off the table. Now I want to ink around the page a little bit. Okay, that's a little too far over though. Oh darn. Oh darn. Okay, so let's fold this back a little bit. There. Okay, now okay. Okay, so now you can just take it out that way, and you can see that side. Okay, that'll be fine. So this piece will go back on top of it, and then those other two small pieces. Okay, this goes back in here. These two small pieces I'm going to mount on cardstock, and we're going to let those dry. And we're going to use those as pockets. Yeah, I think we're going to end up taking some of these pages out and straightening them up a little bit because they're getting all wampadoodled. And the same with these two. Although they're plant studies, you know, his drawings, I still think, you know, like his anatomical studies, that is still science. And, you know, because without our scientists, we would not know how things worked. Okay, so I'm going to need a bigger piece for those. So let's get those on here so they can dry. And I think the ones on the plant studies, I'm just going to make into journaling cards. Okay. All right. Okay, we are moving right along. Our little book is almost full. Okay, so let's get these on here so they can be drying. Now, let's see what our time limit is here. There. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let me see our time here real quick. Oh, my gracious. We're already at 30 minutes. All right, let's see about getting these cut out. Now, you guys know how bad I am at cutting. Okay, I'm gonna try in here to cut right inside the circle. So I don't know if I'm going to do a very good job of this or not. You guys know how bad I am at circles. Because I want to try and clean those edges up there if I can, without making my circle not a circle anymore. That's better. It's not as raggedy as it was. Okay, because I want to use these on a page. Okay. Oh, no, that's working pretty good. All right, we're getting this straightened up here pretty good. There. Now, those aren't too bad. They're not too bad at all. All right, so back here, I want to put them right. I want to put one right here because we have that little butterfly there. So I want to put at least one of them right here. Maybe right there. So we'll just take, and I'm only going to put it halfway, but I am going to make sure I have plenty on there. Like that. Now that'll be a nice little tuck. We can put things in. Oops, it's not quite dry all the way. And then the other one, I wanted to see if it'll fit on this purple. I think it's too big. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. Okay, so we'll maybe move the other one up here towards the front. Yeah, we can always move things around as we get towards the end, because we're going to have to sort these pages out, I think, because I think I've moved them in the wrong direction. There we go. Yeah, see, like this isn't even in where it's supposed to be. It's all scooted and... Oh, that's not even the right page. This page. There. Yeah, see, some of them aren't even where they're supposed to be. There. Okay. Now that gives us a nice little tuck. Okay. And then these little cutie pies. Okay, here. Let's get these out to give us some little pockets. And I think I want to put maybe one on each signature. Kind of carry this color, you know, but I'm not sure about that yet. Okay, let's see. So I want this right under those words, right like that. There. Okay, so there's those two. Now, let's see, where can we put them? All right, so back here, we need something under here. So I wonder if we put one under here. Now, what's on the back of this? And then we could put the other one back there. But I think that's a little bit too big to put something in under there. That page is too small. That's got that one. What about that page? That page might work. Now, I do think we're going to have to take a little nibble off the top, though. Just a little nibble. Now that's going to hold a nice sized tack in it, I think. Whoops, pulled it right off. Oh well, we'll just do it this way. We'll be gentle. Okay, so let's get these in. All right. Okay, there's that one. Okay, that page is a little page. And I think this page will work here. Let's do this one here. Now I want to show you how I have that little fabric tab up there. I always have trouble with fabric, you know, attaching fabric to paper. All right, let's get that on there. But I want to show you something that I found out. Attaching eyelets to paper can be very difficult because the eyelets do not want to. You know, they don't like staying in here. So what I found out was, now this is a brad, but even if you wanted to do an eyelet, back here, you all have seen me use these little circles that I punch, okay? And I punch them out of the brown paper. I punch them out of anything I have left over. I punch them and I keep them in this little box. So if you want to put in fabric, an eyelet or a brad, and keep it from going through your fabric, take one of your little punches, and you want to use your small punch. You want to use your 1/2 inch, your 5/8 inch, whatever, but you want to punch a small circle, okay? And then, like this is just on linen, and then I covered it with a piece of the linen underneath. I covered the back of it so you couldn't see it. And then I glued the fabric to the punch. And then I took that circle and that fabric and I punched my hole through it. I did that first. And then I lined my fabric, this piece up to that. And then I punched a hole where I wanted it through those. So I already had the hole through my circle in my fabric. So let me show you what I'm talking about here, because I know now that I say that it sounds a little confusing. So what I did was I took my little punch and I punched a circle. Okay, I just punched a little circle, and then I took a piece of fabric. And it can be any kind of fabric, any kind that you want. And I cut a little piece of it, big enough to cover that circle. Okay, just big enough to cover it, just like that. And then I took my glue stick, and all I used was my glue stick. I didn't use anything else. And I ran my circle over the glue stick. And then I stuck it down in the middle of the fabric. And that was all that I did. Okay? And then I just put it aside for a minute and I let it dry. Because you don't want to try punching through wet glue. It'll ruin your punches. And then I decorated my fabric however I was going to decorate it. So after I did that, I took my fabric that I wanted to attach this to. So if I want to make this a little tab, okay, if I wanted to make this piece my little tab, I would take this. Okay, I need to grab my hole punch. Okay, I just took my small hole punch and I punched a hole. Oops, stuck to my finger. I'm sorry. I took my hole punch and I punched first through this. Okay? And then I lined it up on my fabric. Like that. Okay? Like that. So now everything disappears on the back. And then I took my hole punch again and I punched it through. Now I have my 2 holes. So now if I'm going to put a brad through, I can put my brad through. If I'm going to put an eyelet through, I can put an eyelet through and it will go through because that's there. So let me show you. If I'm going to put an eyelet in, now's the time to do it. So if I'm going to put an eyelet in there, now's the time to put in my eyelet. So I would choose the eyelet that I wanted. And I think this one's too big. Maybe. Yep, that one's too big. I need the little one. Okay, so I would choose my eyelet. And I would put it in through all the layers. Okay, it has to go through all the layers. And then you set up your crocodile. And you punch just like you normally, you do it just like you normally do. Okay, hold on here. Everything's sticking to my sticky fingers. Okay, and now your eyelet doesn't go through your fabric because you have, ooh, I didn't do that very well. I must not have that set right. I didn't do that right. Sorry, I've used the wrong setting. What setting do I have? Oh, darn. I used the wrong base setting. Let's try it again, shall we? Let's try this one more time. Make sure you're using the right settings. That always helps. Good heavens sakes, Lori. And not having sticky fingers helps too. Oh, for goodness sakes. Okay. What in the world did I do? Oh, hold on, guys. I think I just broke my thing. I think I just broke my bottom piece. Because it's not sitting flat. That's not good. All right, let me try it one more time. Hopefully I didn't break it. Oh, come on, sit flat. I'm sorry of all the times for this not to work. Okay, well, it's sitting as flat as it's going to sit. I think I broke it. Okay, basically your eyelet won't go through your fabric. If your crocodile's not broken. Good heavens. Well, guess I'm buying a new crocodile. So when you put that in and you have your paper in there and your settings are right and it's not broken, your fabric won't go through like mine is. But since mine's broken, it's not going to work. Now your eyelets work much better. As you can see from my book, your eyelets work much better. But my crocodile is not working right now. So it is time to buy a new one. So that is the way I keep my eyelets and my brads from going through my fabric. Oh, darn. So I don't know what I've done to it, but apparently I have broken the bottom cube. So I'm going to have to investigate that. But that's the way you keep your fabric from going through. It's just as simple as punching that little cardstock ring and putting it there. So if you don't have a crocodile and you use some other form of setting of your eyelets, you can try that also. Otherwise, you can also use it with your brads, and it sets them very nicely. They don't pull through. They don't make it all wrinkly. I've had that problem too. They make it all wrinkly, and with that in there, it doesn't make it wrinkly at all. So there we go. Okay, so thank you all for joining me today, for watching me break my my crocodile. That was interesting, wasn't it? I'm so glad you did, and I'm so glad that you came and joined me and had some fun. And we created, let's see, where is it here? It should be right in here. There we go. We created our little floating butterfly. Yeah, that worked out is better than I thought that it would. Yeah, it sure did. There's our little bumblebee up there, and I might even get out some of my little stickers and put a little bumblebee over here. That worked out much better, and I can't wait for the glue to dry because that's going to make me crazy. It worked out much better than I thought it would. In my vision last night, as I was, getting drowsy and wondering, I wonder if that'll work. Well, it did. So now I'm excited. I'm excited. See, PJ's even excited too about it. So that is exciting. Exciting news. So here's what it looks like. It's clear all the way through, and it's covered with a. I just used a napkin all the way around, and then the butterfly that was on the napkin is now suspended in the middle. There we go. And then we put back here. We took the circles that we cut out, and we're going to make them into little tucks. So we have the color in the front, and we have the color in the back, and we have some, right here, we have some little cards from the Leonardo book that I was telling you guys about, ready for some tags that we can make. And that's the one thing that I have left to do is make some tags. That's too big. Okay, so we'll get some I'll get some tags made, and then it's ready to go. And we will definitely get our signature sorted out, because I honestly do believe I have put things in the wrong place. And then we added this page that pulls out from the Leonardo book. So there we go. Yeah, I'm quite excited with this little book. I am very happy with it, and very pleased with the way that it's coming along. It's got a lot of fun stuff in it. Okay, well, I want to thank you all for joining me today and having some fun, and sharing in my adventures and, experiments with me and seeing if things work, just because, my brain thought it might at 10 o'clock at night. See, there it is. It's clear all the way through. And just because I thought it might. So I'm glad that you joined me, and I'm glad that you came to play at my craft table. And I hope you come back And I hope that you're creating a science journal of some sort, and you're trying to create along too with some of our little adventures. And if you are, tag me and let me know so I can see what you're doing, because I love seeing what my friends are creating at their craft table. So until I see you again in our next video, ta-ta for now.